Welcome back to another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger. The post-Thanksgiving episode took a little hiatus, took a little break. You know, we gotta take some time off. You know, I mean, life happens. You already know. Y'all know. Everybody
know how
knows.
it goes.
Y'all know how it goes. You know, and
You know how it go.
when you doing what you love, you gotta do what it takes to make it happen. You know, and that's what we gotta do. That's what we're gonna do.
Bars.
Yeah, but Mr. Bars himself, I got YNGN in the building.
Yes, sir. Finally made the time to be able to come out here, bro. It's a long time in the making.
Hell yeah,
We've
bro.
been talking about this shit for
Man,
months.
This is, I mean, when we talk about, like, us just linking up, doing some hot shit, like, this has been fucking,
Forever, for real.
years, you know what I'm saying, for real. Like, we always got to lock in, we got to
Yeah.
link in whenever we get.
And every time we do lock in, it's like on some quick, like, bro, let's go just make some music real quick. We ain't never even really, like, sat down, like, chop it up. It's probably been
energy.
years.
It's energy. You already know it's energy. And, I was talking to my sister about that shit, too, like, she's like, it's crazy how, like, y'all guys have, like, y'all relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, with girls, they have their relationships, like, they're always checking in on each other and stuff like that. They're always, like, got to be, communicating shit. And with guys, it's like, bro, I could, as men, we have shit to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got shit to do sometimes. And, we got to just, sometimes it's better, easier. I've learned this, to just, like, detach and just, like, go and, like,
do your
grind.
thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do your
You
thing.
gotta do what you gotta do.
And, like, trying to not really even come up for air. Like, you know what I'm saying? For real. Like,
Facts.
in a way. But you know how it is, it's always love. It's always back to pick up where we left off, you know what I'm saying? As always, you know what I'm saying? So it's love, But just to keep it light, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna start this episode off with a couple cool little TikToks. I was telling them, y'all know that I love TikTok. Like I've always wanted to put TikTok into make it into like mesh it with this podcast, because I think it's a great tool. I mean, obviously it's very divisive. It's very like you said, it's very dangerous. Of course, they're zombifying us, right? It does seem like a propaganda tool from China. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And that's what it is. That's what it is. Low key,
exactly what it
when
is.
you think about it, like they don't have in China, bro. Their kids don't.
They're not on TikTok.
They're not. They don't even have TikTok. I don't think I think it's illegal over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't play video games during the week. They don't do nothing during the week. It's all school and shit. And then on the weekends they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Go
like,
outside and play.
So it's kind of like when you think about it, you look back, you're like, hold on, wait, like. This is from China, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is kind of a social contagion, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of is fucking up the, it is, when you think about it,
up the
it's
wave.
dumbing down. Like, it's kind of fucked up to say. It is fucked up to say. I might have to that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of, dumbing us down in a way, you know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
it is pretty dangerous, like, like you're saying. But I do as well think that it's like, it's Vine, like, on crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, and it is. Like, Vine was an amazing movement, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know for my generation, what, Z, fucking I know it was a big, fucking a big thing. Like, and TikTok is just that, like, on steroids and shit.
Fact.
So
and I think the problem too is at the same time that it's like dumbing us down, it's like such an important tool in our generation. And this time, like, it's helped so many people do so many things and get out there. So it's
exactly. Well, it's that balance. It's like, if you can't beat them, join them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but also like, like it is like. It is kind of fucked up in a way. Like, we gotta admit to both sides of it, you know what I'm saying? But hey.
But we about to react to some TikToks.
And I'm about to capitalize off of it. We live in capitalism, don't we? Let's get one
pull
up.
These up.
Yeah, let's get one up and let's see how we're feeling about them.
I get disgruntled to fuck when people say, we're just on a little floating rock. We're just in space on this little rock. Why are we all so serious? We're just on this little rock. It's not little. It's fucking huge. I'm like 5 foot summit. This thing's massive. It's miles wide. In the grand scheme of things, it's small though. Who made you a grand schemer? No one. You're a human. You're max 7 foot. Admit it's big.
That's a huge place.
So from that, it's big, right?
It's
the
big.
world's pretty big.
It's pretty average.
The world's big, right?
It's about average.
I think we can agree it's big. It's pretty big.
The world is a huge place.
Bro, I was watching that shit and I just fucking watched, bro. I kept on going back. He goes, that shit was hilarious. He said, I get disgruntled to fuck.
I fucking love those accents, bro.
That shit was hilarious. He said, who made you a grand schemer? Nobody.
Facts, though. And that's funny. Like, I be all the time. I'm one of those people that he's talking about. I'm like, yeah, bro, like this. We're just on this one big like floating rock, bro. Like we could die tomorrow.
Yeah, why are you taking everything so serious, bro? Like, hey.
But who made me a grand schemer? I guess. Hey,
nobody. I love that one. That was hilarious.
That was a good one.
You know, this is like a peek into like my algorithm. Like that's why the TikTok shit is so crazy, because like the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? Like it literally like just feeds you into shit that you want to see. You want. Yeah, exactly. And you're literally like stitching it together with every fucking like and everything, that interaction that you have on.
That's what makes it dangerous.
Exactly.
But that's what makes it cool.
It's literally tailoring it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty crazy. And so like I don't know. That's one like kind of thing that was like I think is like very interesting that I wanted to have on here is like, and that I also wanted like people to bring like on theirs, because I don't know. It is kind of like an invasion of privacy though in a way.
To see somebody else's algorithm,
you know what I'm saying? Like
see what you're into.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you'll be scrolling on somebody's algorithm, and you see some shit like.
Yeah.
I always have that shit on mine. Like, and the reason that I didn't like put YouTube like before is because I don't know what the fuck happened. I got logged out of my shit, and I couldn't like my algorithm wasn't like tailored to me anymore. I had to start all over, and so the algorithm
I had to
was
show them
shitty.
the new way.
Yeah, the algorithm was fucking shitty, so I had to start another one, and now like just now it's barely like getting back
catching
onto,
up.
Like, yeah, my kind of like humor and shit like that, and fucking like what I was saying, like there's always like these little niche ones that like you'll see like on your timeline and shit, like your algorithm sends to you with like barely any likes, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's fucking like hilarious to you. Like, yeah, it's literally for you, like for your audience. You're like, what the fuck? Like, how it's the
crazy.
fuck is this?
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, and it is kind of like an invasion of privacy whenever you think about it, because you're like,
I didn't mean to play that.
No, you good.
I can relate. Like, I can relate.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not always like so serious, you know?
Facts. Nah, for sure. And I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
The thing with me is like I'll be so but I'll be so like anti TikTok.
Yeah.
But then I'll be on like Instagram watching reels.
Yeah.
All night. It's the same shit.
It is the same.
YouTube reels, the same thing. It's a little bit different.
They're all like bringing out their own versions of it now.
It's all bringing you what you want to see.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I don't know. I love shit like that. I just love like the spectrum of like shit like this. You know, it shows like TikTok period. You know, it's all art. It's still all different forms of art. You know what I'm saying? Whether you know. Like the certain forms of art or not, it's all different forms of art, you know, showing you different shits of art. But you know, I like the spectrum of it, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes on TikTok you'll see these fucking amazing, like, you know, profound videos that are like, you know, like amazing, like philosophical and shit, or science, you know what I'm saying? Like it can be a badass tool too, I think, if you like use it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it can also
I think I got the wrong idea of TikTok.
Yeah.
Cause I think when TikTok first started and it was just like dancing.
Yeah.
It was cool, but I was like, I don't need to be distracted with
Yeah.
this right now.
I think the verb like TikToking is like, you know, so like you conflate it with like dances and shit. Like people are over here TikToking and shit. God damn it.
It's
you know
like, bro, I don't want to fucking sit down and watch.
Yeah.
But no, I do. From what I've seen, like it's grown into something bigger than just that for sure.
I think it's a tool. It's just a tool that I think you can use in whichever way that you like, you know, see to use it. And that's what I'm saying about the spectrum. Is like there's sometimes like, you know, and you know, it's with anything, you know what I'm saying, like art period, like paintings, you know what I'm saying, like there's some paintings, you know, even like artists, rappers and shit that are like at this level that are like, you know, Kendrick, whatever the hell, you know, like amazing quality and like details and shit like that, artistic qualities and shit like that. And then there's also shit like this, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't make any sense.
It just don't make no sense.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I'm saying? You have that also with like artists as well, or like, you know, paintings as well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
any type
it's still
of
art, you know what I'm saying? It still just makes you feel the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really all that it is.
Yeah, it could be just like a fucking pencil stroke. But it's just like that's, I like that.
Literally, like, you know what I'm saying? And to a certain, like they say, like beauty's in the eye of the beholder, you know what I'm saying? So like that's what I like about TikTok. It's definitely a huge like spectrum, and it's pretty
I
dope.
definitely need to get on TikTok just cause, especially for the whole music. Like I feel like you could throw some music onto anything, and the video can have nothing to do with the music. Yeah, but I feel like that, like you said, it's a tool that can help.
For sure. You see it all the time on TikTok nowadays. Like, you know, maybe like you know, just on trends, but like they'll just use a tiny little, like they'll probably turn the song down like all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, or most of the way, you know what I'm saying? You don't even hear the song, but it's just like playing in the background of this guy's like doing whatever. And it's like part of the trend though, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just on the trend of that song. Like, and it's pretty crazy.
I think that's what I need to do. I need to make some trendy music. Well, that's the problem. Not really,
You think that's what? Yeah, I mean,
that's what's blowing up.
Yeah,
Drake.
For sure.
Drake.
I think that like, you know, Drake. We talk about you see like, and when we talk about like, you know, music that he's making and shit right now, it's like people have very different like views of it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will be like, oh, he's given up on rap. He hasn't even really rapped since like 2 albums ago. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not even really trying right now. And even sometimes he gets into that too. He kind of be like, I don't even have to try. Like I don't even have to rap.
Yeah.
Like he
doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? He really doesn't.
He doesn't.
He really doesn't. You know, like he really doesn't. So, I think that I think still like you're saying it's popping. It's what's popping right now, and it's lit. And I think that is a good thing to take into account. Like whenever you're making music, you know what I'm saying? Like for sure, like you want to make music that is like genuine to you, that you think speaks for you. You know what I'm saying? But also like you gotta be like aware of the
who's listening.
Who's listening exactly?
Yeah.
Like that's the probably the biggest part of being an artist. Like you have to have your audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right?
I think it goes back to the balance. Like you want to make music for you, but at the same time, it's like damn, like you want to get this out there, but I want it to appeal to like them and them too. Like even if it's something I don't mess with, I've made songs before that I hate. That everybody around me loves.
Yeah, it's like, crazy, huh?
I would never do this again, but I like it.
I like it. I guess I'll do it again.
Yeah.
So I feel you. That's pretty crazy. I mean, like, and how does that make you feel? Like, doing shit like that. Like, you think that does it make you want to like keep on making shit as an artist, or do you think that it's like kind of like a hit and you're like, damn, like this isn't really what I expected? Like,
I think it could be looked at in both ways. Like, if I make something and like nobody likes it and I loved it, it'll just be like that was my song. Like I made that for me. So it's like whatever. But if I make a song and I hate it, everybody loved, that could be a good thing. Like that's like okay, I'm making something that I think is mediocre, but they fucking with it, so it must be. Yeah, you can't. I must be alright.
You can't not like it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I feel you. Shit.
Me and Nito been trying to make a song for the past about 3-4 years now. we got like 2 little songs we made when I was in like freshman year high school.
Yeah. You still got them up or not?
Nah. But I have them. I have everything I've ever made on my laptop.
Oh, what about that one that?
Don't have that one, bro. That's the one, bro. Man,
yo,
that was the one.
That was really it, bro. That was really that fucking beat was fucking.
I remember that shit.
That shit was hard, bro.
I thought that was it. I thought we made it after that.
I know I said I'm cold, but now I'm getting fucking hot.
We recorded that. I was like, that's it.
No, it's up.
It's over with.
But like fucking always try to do that shit. I don't know, like I just noticed like with me like in art. Like, cause I even see this as as my form of art as well. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I try to portray a message. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't ever try to like. I mean, I know I do take it seriously. Sometimes I do take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like hard to like. It's just, we're going with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a learning process rolling. And shit. You know what I'm saying? It's still forming and shit. So it is what it is. But I'm really trying not to take it too serious and like just make it like as a part of the life and like our journey. Just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And
I think that's how it should be too. Like. I feel like, especially when you're coming up, like, you can't take it too seriously and expect the best out of yourself. Like, you gotta start somewhere.
We're just expecting things, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it takes a lot to like. I think it's barely even I barely even gotten to that point of like being accepting of like trying not to expect
being
anything.
Accepting of not accepting.
Yeah, expecting. Yeah, it's crazy for real because it's like like. Everything you do, you know what I'm saying? It's in anticipation for something else, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you're working in anticipation to provide for your family, right? Or this and that, right? But like, whenever you kind of just like step back and be like, okay, like me worrying about this is only like hurting me about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and whatever way the outcome comes, my emotions being riled up are only hurting me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you can step back and be like, okay, I don't want to expect anything, like, and I'm just gonna see how it unfolds. Like, I think that I know from like speaking from experience, I think it's been like a way better like experience.
Definitely.
Like, experiencing it afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have any type of expectations for it, and then like whenever, if it doesn't happen, it's like okay, like we're still alive. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, like, we're still at the same spot we were. But then like, if it does happen, you know what I'm saying? Like damn, like okay, like amazing. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like too, if you're not expecting it and it happens, it feels even better when it does happen. It's like bro, like.
And that's what I mean, like, and also like talking about it, like doing this with art, and like that's what I mean, like with like making music as well. Like I think I want to make it like as a, like, I don't try to take it seriously. I think that's been like a thing that like I've done. I think that like, you can always tell whenever you're taking it a little too seriously. You know what I'm saying? But I think I don't know. It's like that thing we were talking about before, like the woo way. You know what I'm saying? The way of the woo. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'll put the graphic on right now. You know what I'm saying? But basically just like philosophy, Chinese philosophy, or I might be fucking it up. I don't want offend anybody, but you know, it's philosophy that basically just says, you know, like let things happen and let things go as they happen. You know, like don't force anything to happen, and you know, and just let things unravel as they do. Don't expect things, basically, as well.
And I'm a big believer. I haven't looked into the whole like philosophy of it, but I'm a big believer in that of not expecting or not forcing things. Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like when you force things, A, they're not genuine, and B, like it's just never gonna come out how you want it to come out when you force it. I think that's with anything, bro. Yeah, you can't force it. I think you have to be genuine too, because I feel like when you're forcing it, it's not genuine.
No, not at all. Yeah, because you know you're not living the life that you know like you're accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? You're stepping out of your character to be something else.
Which I guess is good. Sometimes you might have to step out and make it happen.
That's what it is.
Sure,
yeah, that's like the paradox that, you know, I guess like I'm still like kind of like, you know, battling with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at what point is it like to where we, you know, we don't do anything, where we stand back, we put our hands up and let you know, fate decide, and, you know, let the gods decide and shit. Or when is the part where we as men are supposed to, like, you know, take up our, you know, whatever our manly skills, whatever the fucking, and take it, you know what I'm saying, whatever we want, like, because it does seem like, you know, like when we talk about like artists and shit like that, I think that's like my main view of like this whole situation, right? Like, you know, rappers, you know, and I think that's like a big reason why I don't feel like me as a person, like I wouldn't want to like be so like braggadocious about things, because it's like, I don't know. And I've also like seen that in my life, like about being like humble, you know, like I've noticed that like whenever I wasn't humble, like, you know, you're gonna end up being humbled, you know, either way. So you have to somehow, like, either you humble yourself or like, you know, you're gonna get humbled and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's always like inevitable, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know how, I mean, I guess I see how like these rappers could do it and shit, because it's like, oh, like, I mean,
talking about like being braggadocious? Yeah,
like, period. Because I feel like in my life, like anytime that I've like kind of gotten ahead of myself in ways like that, I feel like my karma always comes like back like heavy, like quick, and I'm like, damn, okay, like I'm humbled by that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't ever try to like shit on nobody. I don't ever try to like act like I'm better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, and even whenever I do like step out of my character, sometimes, you know, we all do, you know, and I just realize that like anytime that I'm trying to like, I guess like hurt somebody or like make somebody feel bad, like it really only ends up hurting me. You know what I'm saying? For real.
For sure.
So like, you know, like I don't know how I could like translate that and like also become like this, you know what I'm saying? Like an artist like that, to be like braggadocious and be like, you know, 'cause I feel like that has to
humbly bragging,
right? Like, yeah, right. Like it's an oxymoron, right? So it's like, I don't know, like what, like I'm pretty sure, you know, there is a place in that in music, you know what I'm saying? For sure, it definitely has its place, but it's just like, I don't know if it's like right now. I don't think it's a spot in music right now for like the humble rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Like a humble rapper to be like blowing up. You mean? Yeah. Or like a humble rapper to have a platform.
Cause think about it. Like who's humble like that? Like that really blew. I mean, like, you know.
I feel like also though, like. But Mac Miller talked the shit.
Talking shit too at the same time, right? Yeah. At the same time, you're still talking.
You kind of have to.
You have to. That's what I mean. Like with the bars, like and you know, cause when that's what the whole game is about. It's all about power and like, you know what I'm saying? Like. Y'all really not fucking with me, like I'm different, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying. I think
that's
like,
what you got to prove.
I feel like you can prove that too, though, like, you know what I'm saying, without necessarily being like aggressive, like braggadocious about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I guess like if you're thinking of like, it could be like somebody that just make like sad songs, or like that's not talking about like money shit like or that. Bitches or somebody that's just talking about like, damn, like somebody in their feelings all the time, talking about like how. Talking about like real shit, like real problems.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, like I feel like even somebody like that can't do that forever.
And not like at the level that like another rapper, like, you know what I'm saying, like let's
You're
just
not gonna do it like Chief Keef.
Yeah, right. Like at that level, like I just don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
facts.
Well, like I don't know.
I feel like you can.
But we're talking about like, well, let's just give examples like like, you know, like Ed Sheeran. You know what I'm saying? Like an artist like Ed Sheeran, like it popular all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like probably definitely bigger than like, you know, Chief Keef or like, you know, any like rappers like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, it's probably just a different avenue that we got to like going, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not just like specifically like that type of like art, like I mean, like in my case, you know what I'm saying, like the type of art that like I would make is just like, you know, genuine to me, and like the shit that like I've experienced and shit. Like I don't think that I don't know, I've been like that type of dude to like, you know, like talk that shit, you know what I'm saying, for real, like try to talk that shit, and like I feel like you kind of like as men, you know what I'm saying, coming up in like high school, you know, you kind of have to like develop that, you know what I'm saying, in a way, and like I don't know, it's a slippery
but
slope.
Then it's kind of like you said though, like you kind of like you gotta humble yourself or get humbled, and I feel like you could get up, you know, Like I say, like when I first like my first project I ever dropped, like I feel like I was talking like too much of my shit. It was my first thing, so I was talking about hella shit, like all kinds of shit, dumb shit. I don't even like now. I look at it and it's like the music I'm making now. Like I still talk my shit, but in a less like, what's the word?
Like a abrasive way, just like
you can talk your shit subtly.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like I think that when you talk your shit, like you can still be talking your shit, but like in a different way. That's like not
in a
really
way
even,
different
like,
way. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I like me just saying that right now. Like talking about, you could just talk about like really what sets you apart from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's like something else that's not even like, don't even got to be materialistic or like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. I think that shit is just, I don't know. I think we can, you know, make your own lane in another way like that. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
man,
humble rap.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so I always do this shit. It always ends up coming off like this. But
you believe in God?
That's why I can edit.
I got this.
Damn.
God.
I believe in creation. But yeah, so I guess God is creation. So yeah.
Who created God?
Damn, I watched this one movie.
This is the shit I watch on YouTube at 3 a.m.
I watched this one movie. It was called The Law of the Sun.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's some people that believe that the sun is God. I don't know who exactly. There's some like people that believe.
Well,
that,
people definitely like worship the sun for sure. Yeah. Like, and there's like, you know, like sun, like
sun is powerful.
Yeah, well,
it would make sense.
It literally is.
If we were never taught religion,
yeah,
I think everybody would believe in the sun.
Like
the sun would just be that power. It fucking feeds everything. It gives everything energy.
In the daytime, like you feel like warmth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not knowing shit as a you know, just human, just observing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like, fuck, like what the fuck is that? Like big ass ball of fucking fire. Like goddamn, is a god. But yeah.
It could very well be. But no, I believe in creation too. Yeah. Religion got like kind of skewed away. Like I'm religious. Like I was raised a Muslim, but I'm not super religious. Just because I always grew up questioning it. Yeah. And I feel like that like kind of like, I don't know, I just feel like there's so many, or as a kid growing up, you know, you're taught one thing by your parents, and then it's like you grow up and you start talking to other people and everybody believes 30,000 other things. Yeah. But it's like, I'm a big believer of we're all going to die the same. We all came in the same. We're all going to go out the same. Like, and, you know, different religions believe different things happen when you die. And I just feel like one thing is going to happen to everybody. So yeah, I think the whole division of religion kind of ruined religion for me. For sure. I'm still a Muslim. Yeah. Right? Like, but you know. Yeah. I think that was the problem with that growing up.
I think a lot of people can like relate to that, like you know, coming up in a religious like environment, and then like having some sort of like doubts and shit, and then like not like completely being to the point where you denounce your religion, you know what I'm saying, like, but just having questioning like your questions, being like, okay, like
start get you thinking.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that like that movie, The Law of the Sun, bro, that shit was pretty dope. It's on YouTube. It's free. I'll put the link in the bio. But fucking
link in my description below.
Yeah. Fucking it's on YouTube. It's free. But that movie basically talks about how it's like different entities like transformed into like they took on the form of like different gods like in different times like for people. Like so like during at the like dawn of creation and shit, like it was literally like a cosmic like being and shit that like was just like positive energy and shit, and it just like became a I don't know what the fucking names are, but it's like a big like great spirit, like creation spirit that just created like all these fucking all the planets and shit like that, and all the shit. And,
I feel you.
You know, and fucking, you know, they said that they fucking had life on Venus first, like human life on Venus first, and then they brought life from Venus onto here, and then like
started life here. And now we're trying to go to Mars.
It was just like this is like this great spirit. Like I need to see what it's called. It's like like this one spirit. Like it all like kind of goes back to like the creation of like all the other little deities.
Oh, it's all starting from this one spirit.
This one spirit, okay. Yeah, and that's like the creation spirit, and then like. And then then everything else comes after that, and then all the different like teachers and shit, like the Buddha, they're saying like all in this YouTube, it's like a cartoon too. It's like an anime. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wild, like well done too. But they're saying that all the different like you know religions and the religious like you know leaders and shit were all basically the same entity, but just in different people at different times, leading different people at different times.
I like that.
I liked it too. I was like, damn, it's pretty badass, and it shows like. Because they basically all, like, you know, like you're saying, like, they kind of all, like, overlap in certain areas, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
like, yeah. And, you know, they all have, like, basic, like, you know, general principles of like, you know, be a good person, you know what I'm saying, like have faith, you know what I'm saying, like shit like that. And fucking yeah, like it's a pretty dope movie. So I like that, like you know, idea of it, you know. And and yeah, it's just super dope movie, bro. I definitely recommend everybody to watch that. Oh shit.
I like that because I do think like all, like you just said, like all the different like leaders and I guess like gods that people believe in and everything. I think, but essentially they're all trying to teach the same thing, essentially. But I do think the problem with religion is that it got like people kind of changed up the words of it. People kind of misconstrued the meaning of it. Cause like if you look at like old time, like if you read something from that was written like way before, it's gonna be different than what maybe like a believer of today would tell you. I think that's the problem. Like the wording of it got kind of mixed up, got lost in the mix.
Yeah, lost in translation.
Yeah, cause like to this day, like you can have like a super religious person like preaching something to you that's not even really right, either like actually like accurate or like. Or you know, I hate when a religious motherfucker, like somebody acting religious. That's I hate that. Like when somebody's preaching at you, but it's like
they don't even really know what they're talking
about. Like you're not even really religious. Bro.
Oh yeah,
what are you telling me, bro? Like we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I just hate whenever people take things too seriously. Like I don't know, like I don't ever really want to tell anybody else how to live, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not that type. You know what I'm saying?
At all. And I feel like that I don't know about other religions, to be honest, but I feel like Muslims, like they taught us not to judge. Yeah. That's like the main thing is not to judge. And I feel like all Muslims now judge all Muslims.
I
and
think
it's
that, like that's
y'all are missing the whole point.
Yeah,
this isn't what you're supposed to be doing.
I think that's a sentiment that like even like Christians can feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I can, you know, I've definitely heard Christians say shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, devout Christians are supposed to be the most like, you know, accepting and shit like that. You know, like helping the people that need, you know, love the most. The people that like, you know, don't want to go to church or like, you know, have their questions, or you know, the people that like need, you know, the conversation is just the most. You know what I'm saying? But like they, you know, turn their backs on us and shit. They like outcasts to be like, oh, like don't question it, just don't question. Like you don't think that
question,
makes it,
just
like,
believe. And I think that's.
But I mean,
that's part of it. I get it.
Yeah.
But
and like in that life, like when you think about it, like it is actually like, because I've thought about this as well. Like, you know, when you think about religion, like it is kind of like a better way of living. I think, you know, what I'm saying?
Is
because you're detached from everything going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the Bible it says it as well. You know, I've tried to do more research on the Bible just to gain, you know, insight on it and shit. You know, and in the Bible it says, you know, like if what, you know, Kendrick says it too. It's not, you know.
I got it from Kendrick.
He said, yeah, right, I got it from Kendrick, but my Bible was Kendrick. But he said James 4:4 says, friend of the world is enemy of the Lord.
Yep.
You know, so like, meaning like if you're entrenched in like the worldly, like, you know, drama and shit like that, all this shit, like then your connection to God is
from God,
exactly, yeah. So it's
sure.
like, so, and I've can kind of, you know, I can see that, you know what I'm saying? I could definitely see that, like, you know, whenever you have that faith, you can just fall back on that instead of like really worrying about any of this other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like, that is a beautiful way of going as well. But I don't know. It's always like, you know, a weird like back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Is.
Like, but
it's confusing. It's a very confusing space.
It's very confusing. I think it's confusing because we don't have that communication. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that dialogue between people. You know what I'm saying? And even like in history and shit like that, they have like a lot of history that's just like, this is how it is. You know what I'm saying? We don't want any type of like corrections or anything like that. Like
don't try to change shit. Don't try to question it. This is how it is, and this is how it's gotta go.
Exactly. Like, and you know, I don't know. I think it's just a lot of people that, you know, don't follow that type of like, you know, black and white mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was about to say, I think that's the problem too. Like, I think people lose religion, especially like kids like my age, people my age. Like, I think we lost touch with it. Or I think a lot of people, not just people my age, but a lot of people lose touch with religion because it's forced on you. Yeah. Like, when it's forced on you, I feel like you just kind of either like, when they're like forced to like, let's say like read the Bible every day. Like, you kind of just like memorize what you're reading.
Exactly.
You're not really, it's not pure. 100%. And then I feel like the older I got, the more I realized like everything I was taught, everything that the religion teaches is good stuff, but you gotta really want to, like, it's gotta be pure. You can't just be taught that. You gotta learn like, okay, like, I feel that. Like, it's a lot of things I was taught growing up that I might have questioned and be like, that's kind of weird. I don't like that. But then the older I got, the more I realized, like, damn, like something like that could really benefit me. Like, it's just I think it's when anything is forced. Like, we just went full circle.
Yeah, 100%.
When anything is forced on you, it's not. You shouldn't force anything because nothing comes out. It's not pure when you force it.
Yeah, 100%.
We just went full circle.
100%. See, it's beautiful. But and we didn't even force it.
Look at God. Look at God.
We didn't even.
We didn't force it.
I'm just saying like that. But you know that's just I think that's like I definitely think that too. You know, like looking back on, I could definitely see the the benefits of religion and shit like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, just having a stable like like what we were saying though. I think it's like it's really it makes life a lot easier. Like to whenever you have that any type of just teaching or like guide to like fall back on. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, because being in my life and my experiences and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely think I didn't have like a good like guideline to follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming up and stuff. And I think that going through more experiences and shit, you kind of like shape your own guidelines and shit. But like, I mean that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But also like, there's been millions of people that existed before us and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
There'll be millions after us.
Exactly. And so I think that we can, learn from other people's mistakes and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like just try to adapt it to our lives and try to make our lives as like it's just a weird thing because like to say like you don't want to have like any problems in your life is really like unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
possible. It's
not like you don't want to make your life to not have any problems. It's more like you want to have yourself. You want to build yourself up to a point to where like you can fight those problems.
Yeah, where you know how to work with those problems.
Yeah, you can.
I think life is kind of like what you were saying right now. I think life is all about experience.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're here to do, is to just experience. Because that kind of, again, goes back to what we were saying with you can't expect nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that goes just for all of life. You shouldn't ever expect nothing. So I do think, personally, I believe that we were put here just to, like, experience.
Yeah, for
learn.
sure. Yeah, I mean.
Grow and teach.
They say that, like, we are the universe experiencing itself.
Yeah, we are the universe, yeah.
Experiencing itself, like, literally, like, and it's like an ego thing that, like, makes it seem like we're different. You know what I'm saying? Like me and you were like different.
Yeah.
Like, even, like individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like an ego thing that makes us think that, you know what I'm saying? When really like we're all really connected for real. Like we're all just the universe experiencing itself in different, little fractal forms. You know what I'm saying? Like tiny little forms.
I think ego is a big problem of today too. A lot of people got really big egos.
Sure. I think we just in America. You know what I'm saying? Like we come up in a toxic like bro.
We're born with egos.
Yeah,
bro.
For sure. I mean, I think it's like a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it is.
Like you come up in like, these it's capitalist society. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's out to get you. It's like they are, but like. Not like from the moment of your birth, you know what I'm saying? You got some years to like prepare for this.
They give you the first 3 years of life to like, really kick back and do your thing.
You just chill for right now, but once you hit 4, bro, hey,
watch out.
Get roasted, boy.
On your ass.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it really is like, I think it does. I think you can also see it very well in like kids. Like, that's kind of like a good, like, segue into that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you can see it very well in kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, how they're raised and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them have, like, pretty big egos already as kids, just, like, invincible and shit. I know, like, most of us have that as kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
I feel like you could do anything.
Anything, right? And I think it's kind of, like, conflated to, like, feel like that in America, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I mean, probably not anymore. I think right now we're kind of in, like,
we're in this weird spot right now.
In an awakening kind of phase of being, like, what the fuck?
Do you think
like,
so?
Yeah,
do you think America's getting more woke, or do you think we're kind of?
I think because, like, technology.
Down a little bit.
I think it's. I mean, it could be a little like.
I think it's a lot of fake woke people.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So I feel like there's more fake woke people than there's real woke people.
I think the term woke like just got.
I think once somebody starts talking about how they're woke, I'm just. You're not
for sure.
Shut up.
Yeah. Shut up. I think that I don't know. I think that the word like woke like it definitely got like stolen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think whenever it first like came up, like you know what I'm saying, like I remember the first times like me hearing it and shit was like in rap songs and shit like that, and then like Childish Gambino on that one that Redbone like Stay Woke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. I remember like when it was first coming up, I think it was like just like be aware of all, what's going on, and then now it's like formed into like this thing of where like like of social justice and shit like that.
Yeah. Anything could be woke.
Yeah, literally anything like and they can come at you because like with that as their defense, being like, oh nah, like you're not aware of this, you're not woke as me, but this and that. Like
it becomes an ego thing again. It's like you're
so
not woke.
much of
I'm woke.
So much of ego.
Let me tell you why I'm woke and you're not.
100%. Yeah.
Which is whack.
Yeah, super whack. Like, I don't know. It's just it's just fucking crazy. You know, like
I don't think you could be taught how to be woke. I think you gotta wake up yourself.
Yeah. Oh, nobody could really
through
like,
experience.
Nobody could really like. It's that same thing as like, you know, you could take the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Like, you know, we can tell you all this. And I think, you know, with anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, people could tell you about any type of experience. You know
What was that thing
like,
you posted something? Yeah,
I was gonna say that.
It was like,
right now.
how do you know if you really experiencing something or if it's an experience? What do you say?
I'm gonna stitch it on this one right now. I swear to God, I'm gonna say it's like, I think it's really important when you experience something to just acknowledge that you're experiencing it, and you know that that's an experience. Does that make sense? Like,
but it makes sense though. Like,
that shit was so fucking funny when he said, "Does that make sense?" Like, bitch, yeah, it fucking makes sense. Like, nah, but yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious.
But experience is important. I think experience is the most important. Because if you don't have no experience, if you never experienced nothing, what did you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the deeper it gets, like, the more, like, if you experience something, like, traumatic, or if you experience something like that, like a death or some traumatic, I don't know, something traumatic, I feel like that's even more of an important experience than obviously just, like, every day-to-day experience. Because you learn from that.
Yeah, for sure.
Teach from that.
For sure. And, like, a profound lesson like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really won't be able to, like, learn anywhere else, any other way.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's pretty crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't all get the same type of, like, life, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody gets the same, like, experiences, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's where it comes in, like, you know, where that ego thing comes in of, like, oh, like, I know more than you. I know, you know what I'm saying? This is not, I think we all just have to have, like, a lot more grace with each other for real. Like,
definitely. Knowing that everybody has experienced.
Or not experienced, you know what I'm saying? Like,
or not experienced anything like that.
We don't have that equality like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have equality as, like, we're, you know,
we're all the same.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, we're not the same as, you know, in our lives, in our everyday lives, you know what I'm saying? We all have different obstacles and
definitely different problems, different experiences, all kinds of shit.
And I think that's, you know, and our thing with our experiences, you know what I'm saying? We have to, you know, give back to the people that we love with that, you know what I'm saying? I think that's, like, you know, that's what I wanted to do. You know, I talked about this last time as, you know, just, I really talk about it all the time. That's what I want to do with, like, this shit, you know, like, you know, I think that's our purpose as men, you know what I'm saying? Like, to protect love, you know what I'm saying? Like, protect the energy of love, you know what I'm saying, for real, because it's very vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? Like, women, period, are the embodiment of love, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally, like, that's what, you know, the divine feminine, everything like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally the embodiment of love, so our job as men is to protect that and, like, amplify it and magnify it and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I think that with our gift, you know what I'm saying, everybody has their gift that they can give back to the world with and that they show their love with, you know what I'm saying? I think that with me, damn, what the fuck's that name? All right, but yeah, I think that with me is, like, you know, it's this, like I'm saying, in the form of art, and, you know, is like my gift back to, like, the people that I love and, like, you know, the world, you know, that people that would look at this, you know, that.
Which is why I like the, like, whole podcast thing too, because it's a way for everybody to come together and, like, talk about their experiences.
And I think that, like, not to, like, say that it's, like, better than anything else, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that, like,
it's better.
I don't think it's better than anything else, but I just think it's, like, it's a lot easier. It's a way easier, like, thing to do, like, you know, than to, like, you know, actually, like, formulate a whole, like.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more real. I think that's why.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I like podcasting a lot more than a lot of other.
Whatever, you know, you don't have to really follow any
rules. It's very pure. We're having real conversation in real time. Like, you can say some wild shit.
You can say some fucking wild shit. No, it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy though. You know, like, and I don't know what else do you think we should talk about right now? What else is fucking going crazy in the world? Like, you know, that Kanye shit, of course, but I feel like everybody's over that.
Shout out Kanye, bro.
I love Kanye.
Shout out, man.
I mean,
you know, to be real, I'm young, so I grew up like.
How old are you?
I just turned 21.
Let's go.
So, like, I got the Kanye knowledge. I was there. I had older siblings around me. I had people like Nito around me, like, playing all this kind of music that I wasn't, like, normally listening to, I guess. But, like, Kanye was there. I heard Kanye music. I was a Kanye fan, but I wasn't, like, super big onto Kanye music. But so I know Kanye, like, through, like, I won't say, like, I know him, obviously, but I know of Kanye more through his personal life now than I know through, like,
his actual art.
His art.
Yeah.
Just from, like, growing up in this time period, I guess. And I think Kanye is I know Kanye is a smart motherfucker, bro. And I feel like they really are trying to shut him down. Yeah. And it's crazy, bro. Have you seen his like rants like recently when he bring the paparazzi in and he's like talking to them about like what they did to him, bro? They froze this man's money, bro. Yeah, like crazy. 70 something, however many millions, bro. They froze that shit.
That shit is fucking crazy, bro. Like,
crazy.
For what though? And he didn't commit no crimes. You know what I'm saying? Just for saying that. Well, I mean, I guess I'm like learning more about this, like, you know, the anti-Semitism shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. It's really like, because at first I felt like it was like any type of like negative connotation. I feel like that is what anti-Semitism means. Like,
should we talk about this, bro?
Yeah.
Are we gonna get canceled?
I don't give a.
I got a career.
Nah, right?
Is anti-Semitism just for like Jews?
Yes. Yeah, it is just Jews. Yeah, I saw. I guess it just is like any type of like, you know, language with a negative connotation towards Jewish people is considered anti-Semitic.
What's it called when like we do like for anybody else other than Jews? Not shitting on the Jews, but I'm saying like
it's discrimination, right? Just regular discrimination, hate speech.
They get anti-Semitism.
Yeah, they get their whole other shit. I don't know why that's a different like thing. That is true.
And I really never like I hadn't heard so much about that until the whole Kanye thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it like. I mean, I get it. What did he say exactly? He said something about the Jewish media.
He said that Jewish people run the media, that Jewish people run the banks. And
I don't know, bro.
It wasn't. I mean, nobody said it was a lie.
I was about to say, was he lying? Like
nobody said it was a lie.
Is that not true?
Everybody just said to shut up. Everybody just told him shut up.
Which is
stop
crazy.
Talking. You know
and they shut him, bro. I think that's the wildest thing that like he said that when I seen this video where he like brought in like the dude that was recording him outside and he brought him in. And he like had a conversation with him for a minute. And at the end of the conversation, he talked about all this shit they did to him, and then he was like, "Just think about it. If they did this to Ye,
what would they do to anybody else?
To a regular person, bro."
And I mean, it's kind of like, you know, let's go there, bro, because you know
let's go there.
Let's put a pin in this Kanye West topic, but in the more general, you know, in the grand scheme,
grand scheme thing. Who made you a grand schemer, bro?
No, you know, like just, you know, in a bigger general, like, you know, sense of what we're talking about, you know, just censorship. You know what I'm saying? Like in
crazy.
You know who Alex Jones is?
I do.
Yeah. So you saw that they hit him with basically like he has to pay back like $1 billion to Sandy Hook, like the Sandy Hook.
Yeah, they have sued him and all kinds of shit. Right?
Yeah, they've been suing him for that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I guess I could be like, you know, sympathetic for that. Like, you know, that's pretty crazy. But I mean, like, I don't know, like that.
You're saying sympathetic to the fact that
to the families, like
to the families,
yeah,
okay.
To the families that like that he offended. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I definitely can like because it's a crazy ass situation. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a touchy subject, but at the end of the day, I feel like this is America.
Yeah,
you should be able to talk about whatever you want, whenever you want, to whoever you want.
I think so too. I think that we need to like, you know, just the conversation of censorship is getting to a point, like a very dangerous point to where like we're not going to be able to talk about like anything, you know what I'm saying? Like not, and what's crazy is that like, I'm not saying that I agree 100% with everything that Alex Jones says.
Not
like
at all.
Obviously I don't, like that would be ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? Like but I do believe, like one thing that I do firmly believe in is that like, we do need people like that in our society to like ring the bell, you know what I'm saying? To like blow the whistle sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everything that he says is like, you know,
100% facts, 100%. But I think the man should have the opportunity to be able to speak his mind.
To be able to speak his mind. Like,
that's what he believes.
Yeah,
that's
ring the bell on these certain things. Because what if we didn't have people like that did the investigatory journalism?
Yeah,
like,
then we wouldn't know nothing.
Wouldn't know anything. We really wouldn't know anything. And it would be like deeper in the pocket of these people that, you know, control everything. You know what I'm saying? And like, I guess maybe that's like even a conspiratorial fucking way to think about shit.
I was about to say it kind of you can go back to like, I know it's not the same thing like comparing Sandy Hook to this, but like it's almost as if like I feel like nowadays like if somebody just came out today and was like, if we didn't know about the whole conspiracy and everybody's like now like, oh, the moon landing was fake, like they could shut them up for that. Yeah. Which I think is horrible.
I think a lot of people though, like I feel like a lot of people believe that like the moon landing is fake, and like
I believe it was fake. I believe the first one was fake. I do think we went to the moon. Because I feel like
I'm not like
it's not that hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at the moon, I'm like,
yeah.
It can't be that hard.
Like how long? Like 3 days? You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know. Maybe I'll make it a 2.
Yeah.
But I do think the first one was. I think the first one was fake. We just jumped to a whole different point.
I feel like it's like
I think the first one was fake. Because they were having a whole like space wars with like
the space race.
Space race.
Yeah, with Russia. Yeah, exactly.
It's like we had to win that.
Yeah,
I'd have faked it too.
Imagine, it's for like global dominance, you know what I'm saying? Global supremacy.
We went to the moon?
Yeah,
who gonna tell me anything?
Yeah, like
y'all didn't go to the moon.
That should look real, don't it? Why is that flag waving in the background? Shut the fuck up.
The stars.
What? What you talking about?
Don't question it.
What do you mean? You saw strings that were helping them bounce? Nah, man.
You wildin', bro.
That guy got killed. That guy got killed. But nah, you know, I just think it's a very like crazy ass time for real right now for just conversation. I think being a Thanksgiving episode, I think that, I'm very thankful to even be alive at this point in time. I feel like it's a very like I was saying before, like it's an awakening time. I think in America, I think people were like, technology is always just growing and shit. You know what I'm saying? People want to say like, oh, this is the worst time to be alive when you know what I'm saying. But I think it's really just like
opposite.
It's always been crazy. You know what I'm saying? We just have more like eyeballs on it. You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot more eyeballs. Yeah. Everybody is watching.
Yeah, but I think that we have. It's just at a point right now where like I don't know. I honestly felt like in a way that like it was like going towards a place where it was like no one was really gonna be able to like start like saying shit. They're really gonna start cracking down on like the speech laws and shit like that. And
I don't think it'll ever come down.
I don't think so either.
That deep.
Yeah.
I don't think they can ever they ain't gonna take away the fucking freedom of speech.
Well, I mean,
shit.
well, maybe not in America. I mean, I don't know. Like
you never know,
crazy
right?
Because like when we talk about we're talking about Jordan Peterson. Like that guy, he got banned in Canada because they have like dead naming laws. Like you can't call somebody a he if they're a she. Like if they.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I think that's a violation of free speech. You know what I'm saying? But that's in Canada. They don't have the same like laws as us. They don't have our Bill of Rights and shit like that.
They're not with the times.
Yeah, not at all. Like,
they're not with the he she's.
Well, they are. They're like super behind it. They've made laws to where like you like if somebody identifies as a she, like you call them a he, you have to, or it's a felony. And
you can go to jail for that.
You can go to jail, yeah. Like there's
that's crazy.
There's actually a story of like this guy is whatever anecdotal evidence, whatever the fuck, but it's just like this guy, his daughter was transitioning and shit, and he like didn't agree with it, and he like just basically didn't, he kept like calling her her or some shit like that, right? And
you said this is her dad?
Her dad, yeah. And she contacted CPS and and made a whole case about it, and then she got separated from her dad, and she's now in like foster homes and shit like that. And her dad doesn't have any type of like relationship with her or anything like that.
That's crazy.
And it is pretty crazy. Like, and
that's crazy.
And there's like, you can see that starting to like formulate in America right now. Like, and that's why it's kind of like, I mean, I do kind of, I do try to stay up with politics, like just to know what's going on. What's going on, but I mean, I think that it is very important to stay up with politics as well. Like I think that it's I mean, at times it could definitely be like fucking overwhelming. Just politics, period. Like talking about like seeing how that's formulated in America. Like, that's like a big thing kind of going on right now in politics, like with conservative and like right and the right and left. You know what that means, like the right and the left, like Democrat and Republican and shit.
That's all you see everywhere.
It took me a while to like really, honestly,
to really understand what it was,
to even understand what the right and the left, like what that meant. Like what I'm saying, because you always hear that.
I think I didn't learn what that was until like right before Trump got out of office.
Okay, yeah.
Was like when I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think like right before
I see the
Trump,
division. I get what it is.
Yeah, I think I like, I started listening to more like political podcasts and shit like that, and I would like understand more of the like jargon, the fucking lingo and shit that they would talk about and shit. But that's like a big thing going on right now with like just education, like in education and how like the education people are, what they're teaching kids like in curriculum and shit. And right now, like in Florida and a bunch of different states like that, liberal states, they're like fighting to like teach kids about like other sexes and like sex fluidity, like being able to transition to being a boy or a girl and shit like that, and transition.
Like they teaching kids that early?
Pretty early, yeah, exactly. And there was this bill that Ron DeSantis passed in Florida called, the media called it the "Don't Say Gay" bill, which is pretty fucked up. Like, anytime that like a Republican like kind of
speaks on that
majority, a Republican majority like law is passed like that, the left is gonna like shit on it, and like that's basically what they're doing. They're calling it like a different name. Like they're calling it the "Don't Say Gay" bill because it's like they're saying that with this bill, they're telling everybody in Florida like don't say gay around the kids. Don't say gay around the kids.
Okay. They don't want that whole new movement to come influence the kids.
Yeah, that's what the conservative like Republican Party in Florida is saying, and but the left, of course, like, and people in like Disney World were like fucking doing protests and shit, like talking about like this is crazy, like how are y'all like allowing this? And because Disney has like a whole LGBTQ movement that they're trying to like put into their movies and shit like that. and so they were all like, you know, going crazy over this shit, and I think it's pretty important. But and the only thing that like the bill did was that it limited like teaching that to kids. I think after 3rd grade, which I think is like I think that's reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they were trying to teach the kids like
way younger than 3rd grade.
Way younger, like
I think like 3rd grade is still
pretty young, right? But
yeah, I mean,
like
again,
10,
hey, times have changed.
Yeah, for sure.
Times have changed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not super educated on the whole new movement. I'm saying it's not.
And it seems like, you know, touchy subjects to like
it seems touchy because for somebody that's not educated, it's like you gotta watch what you say to who you're saying it to, because it's like I don't know who's gonna get offended.
And there's all these like different like, you know, well, the social justice like movement is just like heavy as it is, you know what I'm saying? So like people are definitely like more educated and like I think like fucking loaded up, ready to
fire at you. And it's like at the same time, like I still have like my beliefs and so it's like to me it's still like I don't give, you know, I can give a fuck who I offend with what I say, but I just feel like at the times we are now, it's like damn, like everybody's like too sensitive. It's like it's crazy.
I think that I think that, you know, like conservative, you know, viewpoints of this shit. 'Cause I think we all come up with like somewhat conservative viewpoints of this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely a very like progressive like idea and a very new idea. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that it's like wrong to like, you know, have our ways of believing in things. You know what I'm saying? Like as people, as you know, in tradition and stuff. But what I do think is wrong is, you know, of course, like making people feel uncomfortable. You know,
definitely.
What I'm saying?
I was about to say, I'm like, as somebody with strong beliefs of what I was taught and how I was raised, like I'm still super accepting of.
Yeah. Right.
However, like you tell me you're a girl, like bro, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like
if you a girl,
who am I? I can't tell you nothing. You know?
Yeah.
Cause I'm what's the word? I'm still strong. Like I'm still a strong believer in what I am and what I was taught. So it's like I can't tell you nothing. I can't judge you for whatever you want to do.
I don't ever like see that as like I don't know. I think that like, you know, we're all people. We're all kind people. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to be as kind as possible. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But you know, I think that you know, with it's definitely just a weird like movement, you know. But I don't think that we have to like I think this is like a big thing that like Jordan Peterson like fought for. You know what I'm saying? He kind of like rose in popularity because he wasn't with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think so either.
I don't agree with the fact that we shit on him.
Yeah, and exactly
because he believes what he believes.
It's like crazy.
That's what he believes, bro.
Yeah, and he's
not with the times. Let money.
He was just saying that like, you know, he's not gonna, not that he, you know, he's not gonna go out of his way and like be like, you know, divisive or anything to like these people, but he's just saying that he's not gonna change his reality to meet yours, like, because that's like
that's not his reality.
That's not my reality, and that's like that's ridiculous.
That's kind of what I was trying to say. Yeah,
you know,
that's like, a better way to word it.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to word it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or a good way to like think about it. You know, like I don't think that we should have to like, you know, mold our reality around somebody else.
But at the same time, I think everybody should have the freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think we should all be forced to.
It's just
kind follow suit into what you're doing.
It's kind of like well, like when you're talking about this thing of like sensitivity, I definitely think it's like some shades of that. Like I think that we have like you know, just a society right now that we're like, you know, it's definitely like more like pacifying people and like, you know, making them feel like okay. And when it's like, when has that really ever like existed like in time? You know what I'm saying? Like we're literally like the government makes exceptions for people. Like,
also, I don't think it should be like pushed into like law or nothing.
Like what do you mean?
Like that girl that you saying that like was able to like get her father away from her because he wouldn't call her what she wanted to be called. Yeah,
and like I think it's just.
I think that's crazy.
I think that's what they're like, and that's what I was saying with the Florida shit is like that's really what they were saying is that like they don't want them like, you know, I guess like just having like that much power over the parents to like, you know, because there's always these things of like student teacher like confidentiality or shit like that, student counselor confidentiality where they can like go and talk to the counselor and like you know,
about a certain topic and
so not, you know, like there's topics, well, there's situations like that where like, you know, abusive parents or shit like that, you know what I'm saying, like the counselor can see like certain like shit, you know what I'm saying, then they report them to the cops and shit. There's always like, you know, I think that and it has its place, you know what I'm saying, but
it has its place for sure,
but I don't know, it's just kind of like a really like a weird slippery, you know, weird gray area, you know,
very.
And I think, you know,
I think we're in the awkward phase of it too.
For sure.
I think that's why it's so
It's so
we're still
new
in like it's still touchy. It's still like just becoming like a super big. So Not everybody's used to it. Not everybody's like, agreeing with it. But I'm sure over time it'll be far from normal. I mean, like very normal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not far from normal.
Yeah,
very normal. I think it'll be very normal.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, like it'll just become like into more of like the lifestyle of America and shit like that.
America.
I think
it's just America. By the way, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it is. Yeah, it really. There's really like
there's nothing wrong with it, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I just think it's a culture, like a society thing. Like, we kind of make exceptions for people, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, you ever heard that thing? It's a Joe Rogan thing. I'm probably
the GOAT.
Yeah, he just said well, he didn't say it. It's not his quote, but I heard it from him, and I'm sure people have heard it from him. It's just that saying that like hard times create strong men. Yeah. And weak times create hard times, basically the opposite of that. Like easy times create soft men. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we've lived in a generation of, in America where we haven't had like wars like that. You know what I'm saying? We haven't really been like thrust into any kind of like real conflict like that in our lives. You know what I'm saying? And we live in like, this society right now where we really take a lot of shit for granted, and we just think that all this shit is like, this is all for us. This is how we're supposed to be living, when there's still countries and shit, and there's still places in America too that don't live like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't have all these amazing things. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's just like a very I think that's like a thing that's like missing, and like I guess just like the generation just not having that like insight of like the world is like way bigger than just your little echo chamber. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, because I definitely don't think I would have had that like experience if I didn't go out in like different places and shit. Like, and see how they live in different places, and that, actually see it and be like, wow, like
they live a whole completely different
just
world.
Like living in Houston is a way, just because I live in like this patch of dirt, like it's a huge blessing, like really such a huge blessing, because like everything is so accessible. You know what I'm saying? That's not like how it is everywhere at all.
Not at all. And not at all.
It's very fucking crazy.
I think that's important too for everybody. I think everybody should kind of go back to experience. I think everybody should experience things outside of just what you're used to, what you grew up on, and what you're comfortable in, just to see. Yeah. And realize things like that. Yeah. That like it's not all sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's not all hard. If if you're growing up in a hard time, you go around, you see some beautiful things, you see some different places. You're like, okay, it's not all what I grew up on. It's not all what I know.
You can definitely get yourself out of into a better, amazing situation. Yeah, I think that like, that's why I love America as well too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that of course, I'm not saying it's perfect. We definitely have our flaws. We definitely have our like stained history and shit like that. But I think that like, in terms of like where we can like move from like now, like I think that America is like like a shining star, like compared to like everywhere else. Like that's just how I think. Like of course our history is whatever. As long as we can like, if we could ever like get past that and like just kind of like see where we can head like towards the future and like try to
look towards the future, not towards just the past.
Yeah, exactly. I think if we can like do that and really like gather our like energies and shit and like try to like really like focus ourselves as a civilization, I think it could be amazing. Because I was talking to my sister about that shit, like like education in America isn't even like, we don't even rank like top 10. I don't think, like so it's like,
who's the highest?
China, like China and them, like they're
look at them go.
Yeah, look at them go for real.
Look at them go.
Like what I'm saying? Like they said that China produces every year the number of engineers that America has engineers. Like
that's a crazy fact.
That's crazy stat. Like Jordan Peterson said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I don't know. I feel like it's like by design too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not educated like that for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, it's like you could look at it like that, and then it's at the same time like you can kind of be like I wouldn't have wanted to have been born in China.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I'm not saying that like I want to, but I'm just saying that like
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Do y'all's thing.
China is,
but like places
I would not want to be Chinese.
Or like fucking, I think North Korea is crazy. He said I don't want to.
Fuck, no, I'm bleeping that.
Shout out all the Chinese people.
But not North Korea too. Well,
North Korea is crazy.
North Korea is like it's sanctioned by China. Like they like all the labor and shit that goes on in North Korea is like helps fund China. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. I'm saying it's crazy how North Korea is so like
fucked up.
Hidden from the world.
Yeah.
And like from their perspective, they're like, who knows what
they think about us. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably think we're like. I've always been curious as to what like somebody living in North Korea their whole life is taught about America.
I always think about like anywhere in the world, like what their history is like compared to our history. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the way that American history is like set up, like we know that it's not all accurate. You know what I'm saying?
At
like,
all.
At all. Yeah. So like, you know, I was talking to my friend the other day, like about like how, you know, even like Japan, like it's not even called Japan. Like in Japan they call it Nippon. Mm-hmm. And Egypt's not even called Egypt. Like in Egypt they call it Kemet. Like it's not even, you know what I'm saying? Like so
that's
like,
just what we're taught.
Yeah, it's just what we're taught. Yeah, exactly. Like, so it's kind of like even everything like that is just like kind of just puts it in a different like that's not this is that. You know what I'm saying? Like it, you know, teaching.
I've always wondered too, like people living in North Korea, like what if they got like their map of the world is like a whole completely different thing, and they're just taught like
it's just fucking
it's
like
just North Korea.
It's just North Korea, and then like sea monsters, nothing but water and sea monsters everywhere. If you fucking try to leave,
you believe the Earth is flat?
Yeah. Well, me?
He's like, yeah.
Hold on.
You think the Earth is flat?
Let's finish this Korea. Nah, you're right. You're good. We're gonna go on to that, but let's finish this Korea.
Gonna get into all the conspiracy.
I was just gonna say that about Korea. Well, you know that they literally like took the whole like Christianity like story and everything, and they framed it for their dictator and shit.
Did they?
Yeah. Like so now everybody in North Korea believes that literally like their leader is like Jesus Christ, and his dad is God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like that's, I don't know if like they believe it 100%, but that's
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either, because like what other fucking
you got no other resources.
Yeah,
like that's what you were taught.
Yeah, so it's pretty fucking crazy. So
that's wild.
It is wild, you know. So, but
he really got a cult over there.
Yeah, it's a whole nation of a cult, and it's really like the whole nation is like a concentration camp, bro, for real. Like, and it's crazy because like that shit's happening right now, right? Like that's just happening right now, like as we're talking, right? But there's, I don't know, it's just like there's other things we need to worry about, right? Like we got to fucking fight for all this little dumb shit right here. Like I don't know,
we're worried about what we got going on,
and there's literally a Holocaust going on right now.
She just got deep. Moment of silence,
like, for real. Like, and it's crazy. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be like, you know, hypocritical and be like, what are we gonna do, guys? Let's fucking do something. Because I can't fucking do shit about it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, we could definitely like draw more awareness to that and like, you know, have.
I think awareness is important.
Definitely.
With everything like that, awareness is definitely important. Because I mean, obviously, we can't go bring a fucking group of motherfuckers to go stop them.
Yeah.
But just knowing that that's what it is and that's what's going on.
But I mean, even like knowing, bro, like that's pretty fucked up. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to post this shit. I'm gonna get fucking like sniped. I'm literally gonna get sniped right now. Like,
low key, I've been seeing a red dot going through.
Yeah, like this shit is moving. But I'm just saying, like, cause even like being aware of that, bro, like, there's too much money in that shit. Like,
yeah,
they like China and America like are literally like intertwined in business. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. For us to even like fuck with them would literally like fuck us. You know what I'm saying? Like
they wouldn't want you to fuck.
It would literally have to be like a world war scenario for us to like.
You think there'll ever be a war? Another world war?
I mean, anything can happen, right? Like, but I don't think so. I don't think it's like, I don't think nobody wins that war. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wins that war.
That would be just the end.
It's just the end. Yeah, exactly. So
crazy.
It's just, I hope not, you know what I'm saying? I would definitely hope that, like, you know, we can keep things diplomatic as much as we can, but, like, I don't know, you really just never know, like, I mean, this is the closest we've been, like, in years, but I still don't even think that I mean, I don't know, bro, I always be saying shit. I don't ever want to get ahead of myself, because I was going to say, because I'm going to say it, and then, like,
now I'm being wrong.
And then a nuke is going to drop, right? Like,
shit.
That's what I'm saying, like, I'm always,
it'd be a good way to go out.
Right? Fucking the worst fucking prediction.
You should have went live,
right? God damn, you'd be like, hey man,
y'all seen it happen.
They're not gonna do shit.
You won't.
They ain't gonna do shit, bro. Like honestly, if they were gonna do it, they would have fucking did it already, bro. Like, and then it happens right now. Like, nah, just my luck. That's fucking type of shit that would fucking happen, bro. As soon as I like fucking declare one side,
I don't think we'll ever be in like a war, like how it's like World War II, World War I. I don't think that'll ever happen.
The only thing that I could ever really see like happening like that is maybe like U.S. versus China, like.
Or if they like turn on each other.
Because it's really like they're both really like the superpowers of the world, and it's really like two different forms of like government. You know,
China bigger than us?
I think they have a lot more people. They have a lot more people. I think they outnumber us like 3-1.
Damn.
Yeah, they have a lot more people than us.
You think they could whoop us?
Nah, they're tiny, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, no, but
I mean, like, they're like Army and them. Cause like we're taught about.
See, I'm gonna stop. Like I'm gonna get ahead of myself. I'm gonna get the U.S. into some shit.
Cause like, for real quick, like we talk about like we know about what America has, quote unquote, or they tell us what they got. Whatever.
I mean, they have these like kind of mock like war scenarios, like how we would go up against, like statistically, you know what I'm saying, like on paper, how like we would match up against them, and they've done like shit like that. And I think that they said that we lose like every statistic. Like every time, but I mean, like that's on paper. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
on paper, but then it's like
we got that fucking spirit, bro. We got that American Eagle spirit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's like even if they were to say on paper that we would win, like who's to say we really know what they got?
Yeah.
Who's to say they really know what we got? Like at the same time,
it wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time China like withheld information and shit like that. Like, cause that's what they're like known for. You know what I'm saying? But no, I don't. That's the only one that I would ever really see like happening, because it's like two different forms of governments, you know what I'm saying? Like they're complete like dictatorship, you know, like I don't even know if I guess it would be a dictatorship, like it's just he's in power or whatever, and then you know ours is, you know, democracy, where like, you know, we have our own say so and we vote on shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's really the only one I could really ever see like going off like that. But
I think a big problem with it would be too, like not only just like what they got, but like their people. I feel like they would like have to go to war.
Because they don't have anything like what do you mean?
Like, you don't have like, would they still do like a draft? Would we be drafted?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that would happen.
Yeah, but I feel like if they get drafted,
who you mean? Talking about like Koreans or Chinese? Yeah,
whoever.
Yeah.
I feel like they would like, all right, like head coach say we gotta go, so we gotta go. And so the
So
the recording.
yeah, it's recording.
So let's stop recording for a second. We had just a really good conversation, I guess, off the mic.
Yeah, fuck.
We talked about positivity. Everybody should stay positive. You
God
can't,
damn.
You can't teach.
I hope that wasn't fucking completely off the.
I really do think it was.
I'm gonna have it on here though. It's still gonna have like the audio on here.
Okay, it just won't have like the mic audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sometimes, hey, it was a good one. We might have to just.
I'm gonna just put it out. Probably would just exactly. Yeah,
it is what it is. Again, we still getting the ball rolling, bro.
Exactly.
You can't take it too seriously. Exactly. This is all.
Give me some grace.
Give me some grace, man, for real.
Fuck.
Again, with any art form, bro, like I think everybody should be able to express themselves, not take it too. I think when you're taking it too seriously, it's not gonna come out how you want it to come out with anything, especially with something like this. Like
I think that's how I've been thinking about, like, you know, with music and shit. I think you know what I'm saying. We definitely you feel it whenever people are trying too hard, and I think the best people that do it the best are, you know, the ones that could do it simply.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think really with anything though, like I think that comes with like, you know, actual like knowledge though. You know what I'm saying? Like. And I think that confidence like that, you know, you can feel that confidence through somebody's delivery and shit like that. But I think that confidence like that actually comes from actual knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like when you actually know that, you know what I'm saying, then you can, you know, portray it in a smooth way and shit like that. And it's really just about like knowledge, period. Like if you don't know something like deeply, you're not gonna be able to translate it to somebody else like in a smooth way. You know what I'm saying? Like in a simple way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that like just the best people that do it. Like well, Kendrick is very like, you know, detailed into his shit, and you can tell that he takes a long time into his shit, and you know but I think that also like with his newer shit, I think that he's gone back to being more like simplistic with his style. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he's been like as like, you know, tit for tat as he has before.
Yeah, a lot more free.
I think so too.
A lot more free with it, which I think is always good.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Always good. That's what I've been trying to work towards.
I think that
not think about, because I think it's meant to be. It'll come out like naturally. Exactly,
and I think that's what you like. Cause like I remember listening to this album, like the beginning of this album, like being like, damn, like, okay, it's not crazy like the shit that I expected. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted the bars, like the crazy, you know, like you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a purist, so I wanted that, like all that crazy shit, you know. But fucking, you know, he really came out in a more simplistic way and shit, and I was like, okay, like, you know, but it's more truthful. I think it's more honest to him,
real.
Like, you know,
it's
and
more real.
Yeah, I think so too. So but let's you know go ahead and try to wrap this up and but let's wrap it up with the Grammys thing real quick.
Grammys, I think, but I didn't. Let me double check.
My bad. I just saw that they had Jack Harlow up there with Kendrick.
Oh, I guess he was nominated. Maybe.
I was just gonna say fuck the Grammys. Like we already know.
Fuck the Grammys.
Yeah, like we already know like how the Grammys go like, with it, right? Like, and I just wanted to see like if you had any. Well, let's do a preface because I feel like I don't know, me personally, I feel like, you know, I love music. I really do love music. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I don't know. It's just the way I feel. In like the past like 2 years, like since COVID happened, I feel like everything has just kind of like shifted in a weird way. Like
like musically.
I think like everything in the world has shifted like in a weird way, and I think that like music, like
it's being affected through that.
Yeah, and I think it like kind of hasn't like caught up in a way. I feel like it's like I don't know. In a way, I feel like everything is kind of like tone deaf to like what's happening in society. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how like, you know, like America's going through like one of the worst like times, and it's like, you know, maybe not the worst time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it's like a pretty.
America's going through a little obstacle.
A weird, you know, a really weird like, you know, like transition phase right now and shit. But like I just feel like the music like doesn't really like reflect that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a weird like, you know, division between the two.
I feel
that.
I think kind of though, like I feel like because music is an art form, like some people might not be happy with or comfortable with what's going on right now, and I feel like that is just kind of their like escape route.
Yeah.
They might not want to talk about certain things.
Yeah,
happening right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like. People, I'm sure like nobody even fucking knows like what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a whole bunch of like, you know, confusion and shit right now. So I think it is like, I guess it is in the same way like kind of is reflected through the music because it is like, you know what I'm saying, like kind of scattered. And well, I'm just saying that from my point of view too, because I think that like other people don't see it that way as well. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I just wanted to ask you if you think you had any like albums for this year or any like top shit like that you think your Grammy album of the year.
My Grammy album of the year.
Yeah, I know it's a fucking loaded one. It's a big one, but
man, okay, so
just go off feelings.
I was about to say I've been super locked in on my own shit.
Okay.
Like I've probably been listening to like a total of like 4 albums. This year.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so locked in on
me. Yeah, and you don't want to.
I be playing my own shit because I try not to. I always feel like if I listen to a lot of other things while I'm making my own things, it kind of gets in the way.
And influence, yeah,
and I don't want to be influenced by
for sure. No, I definitely feel that.
I definitely say Future had one of my favorite albums this year.
That was it 7? What was it?
Fuck.
I never liked you.
I never liked you.
That was a good one.
Future had a great fucking album.
Who else?
Who you got? I got Future this year. You give me Future. Kendrick, obviously.
I got Baby Keem, bro. That Baby Keem album is fucking crazy.
Album was crazy.
For real, like, I'm like, yo, that hoe is really
bro,
crazy.
Can you play music on here?
Yeah,
bro.
I like the Drake album, bro. I like the
Hey. Nah, Drake did his thing. Drake and 21. You talking about Drake and 21?
I liked all of them, bro. I like the other. I like Honestly Nevermind. I didn't like Certified Lover Boy like that. I didn't love it, but
Certified Lover Boy had like 1 or 2 songs that I still play now.
Yeah, I feel like it still has replay value. Everything like Drake has replay value like that. You know what I'm saying? But Honestly
Nevermind, I didn't really get it too into.
I liked it a lot.
I skimmed through.
I don't know why I liked it so much.
Her Loss was cool. 21 Savage. I think me personally, I think 21 Savage.
He carried it? What? For real?
So. That's a hot take, but I think that is a pretty hot take. Carried it.
That is a pretty hot take, but I think that
But I just think it's cause like for me, like I feel like Drake is like I be hating on Drake, like talking shit. I be talking shit. Drake's the GOAT.
Yeah,
Drake's
that's why we talk shit. Yeah.
This is why we talk shit.
We wouldn't talk shit if we didn't love him.
I just feel like I've heard exactly. I just feel like I've heard so much of Drake that it's like nothing surprises me anymore. Drake could come out and go fucking diamond in one day, and I'd be like, that was some Drake shit to do.
Yeah, it's very Drake.
So I feel like just having 21 Savage on there, like 21 like shined. I feel like, in my opinion, like, I was like, okay, like.
And I heard a lot of people say
giving
that
21 the platform. Like,
I heard a lot of people say that he kind of like used 21 as like a crutch.
I seen that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of like used him as like a sideshow like thing, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody was talking shit. It didn't happen for me.
Yeah.
But somebody was saying how like in their phones it's a Drake album. It's not a 21 Savage album.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it says it on mine. It's only like Drake's. I mean, like 21's featured in a couple of songs and shit. Like, I mean, it's cool though. Like, I don't really like have a huge problem with that. Like, I really don't. Like, I think people that are doing that are kind of like digging too deep into it. I think he's just trying to like put out the best like material that he could put out. Like, and I think that he did that. You know what I'm saying? I really think so.
And to anybody that's like trying to like protect 21 on it, like, oh, Drake's 21's, 21 put the album out.
Yeah.
I think 21 knew what he was doing when he did. Me personally, give me the paper, I'll sign it. Give me the album with Drake. Like,
easy.
What? That's a crazy platform to be put on.
Dumb easy. Yeah, that's easy. That's an easy one.
But yeah, that's it. Other than that, I don't got no other albums really that.
I think we got to give it to fucking Drake then. But he didn't even put his shit up. Or wait,
give me Future.
Was The Weeknd's album this year? No, I mean that really wasn't even that hot like that. Like, I mean, it was
cool.
Hits.
It had a great concept.
Yeah, great concept and shit.
The concept was.
I definitely fuck with that. The whole shit, but like
that concept and Kendrick's concept, like concept wise, I think
that's like the biggest, like
best concepts.
I think that's the only thing I'll ever regret, like in my life, like not going to see the Big Steppers tour. I went to go see The Weeknd, but I didn't get to go see Kendrick.
That look crazy,
bro. Because bro, like I fuck with Baby Keem like heavy right now. Like I feel like Baby Keem's music is made to like be at the show. You know what I'm saying? Like. It's way different than, you know what I'm saying? So
Baby Keem's definitely gonna be like up there in a couple years. He's already like getting up there now.
It's crazy how quickly he got up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know, that kind of like is like a red flag in a way, you know what I'm saying? But
it was, but at the same time it's like Baby Keem kind of in a way like you put me on Baby Keem actually. Like when you put me on Baby Keem wasn't the Baby Keem that's Baby Keem today.
No,
Baby Keem.
Yeah, you're all right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
He wasn't the same Baby Keem that's
you're right.
out today.
I don't think so either. I think that like, well, he didn't even like acknowledge that Kendrick was his cousin at that point.
So
like,
I don't think
really like.
I wouldn't say he blew up too fast.
Yeah, you're right. Because he did have like 3 albums. Like,
he had some shit going. I mean, he did blow up crazy this year, but
like out of nowhere, but like
well deserved.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that he kind of like, I don't know. I really want one thing I really wanted to talk about in this episode was like like influence, like, and I think that like Baby Keem like has a lot of influence, like of like honestly I hear a lot of influence of like XXX.
Yeah,
I really do hear a lot
of the flows he gets into.
Yeah, and like Kendrick, of course, you know what I'm saying. I used to say that he sounded like Kendrick and like Playboi Carti, like a mix of them, you know what I'm saying. And like also X, I can definitely like hear a lot of like X influence on that shit too. But also I want to talk about like this Drake album too though. I feel like this Drake album, like, well, Drake is just like a master of like influence as well, like we already know that, right? And I don't know, like my favorite songs on this whole were like, I think they were like that because they were, I can tell that they were influenced by like other people. And like that Jumbotron shit popping, the Jumbotron
popping
shit,
Yeah, that was nice.
That was fire.
I like that one.
But I think that one's. I mean, obviously he's taking influence from Playboi Carti in that song, right?
Yeah.
But I also think, I mean, it might be a hot take, whatever the fuck. I'm not trying to, you know. It is what it is. I'm gonna say, but I really think that he's taking influence from Rob Banks on that song for real. I really think that. Like, I was listening to him, like, bro, I could hear
Rob Banks in it.
Yeah, like
Rob Banks, one of the greatest too.
I think so.
Shout
too,
out
you know?
Rob Banks.
And he signed to Rich Gang. He's just real low key about it. But I think that, and I think also like another one. There's that one song, Middle of the Ocean.
Yeah, Middle of the Ocean was cool. I was about to say Middle of the Ocean. And
I think that
I like Back Outside Boys.
Yeah. I think that Middle of the Ocean. You listen to West Side Gun? Remember I was
yeah, you put me on West Side. Bro, first of all, shout out Nito, bro. Nito has put me on a lot of good music that's probably influenced the fucking route I'm taking with my music today, bro.
I think it's all like, you know, I think that's like, you know, when we talk about like being successful and like, you know, in music, right? Like you got to look back to Drake, right? You have to, that's the most shining star that we have to look at, right?
Motherfucker did it.
Yeah, and by taking like that influence, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think people, you know, of course it ruffled a couple flares, and I'm not gonna say it ruffled mine too. I'm like, damn, like hold on a second, you know what I'm saying? But I think that when you look at it as a business and you look at it as like, you know,
exactly what he's doing and the moves he's making,
he's just gaining experience and he's putting new twists on shit to keep his shit new and popping, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like genius.
As he should.
Genius, you know what I'm saying? So for sure. Now I think that just to close it all, I think that with that Middle of the Ocean one, I think he was definitely like influenced by West Side Gun on that hoe for sure.
Yeah.
Because he was getting disrespectful on that bitch. Like,
shout out West Side Gun too. West Side Gun, nice.
I think he said, Swedish jail cell smelling like Takari Musk. For your birthday, your boyfriend party bus. Like, bro, like, I don't
That's
think he
West Side Gun shit.
I don't think he would have got on like that, like, kind of like disrespectful, real, like, stab you in the heart type shit, you know what I'm saying? Without like the West Side Gun type of like influence. I think that's like the type of shit that like he gets on, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But thank you so much for being here, bro. You already know my fucking brother. I love you, dog.
Oh,
like,
man,
so
I love you too, brother. It's all love, man.
Yes, sir. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation that we had. You know what I'm saying? It's just the first, you know, well, not the first, you know.
Hopefully we'll be back.
Many
for
more
sure.
to come, you know what I'm
Many
saying?
more
for
to
sure.
come,
So
for real.
thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and, you know, stay tuned for the next one. I'm sorry I was gone for so long. It won't happen again. I mean, it's probably going to happen again, but I mean.
Hopefully not as long this time.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's love.
I love y'all. Bye.